All right, so is anybody done? Are you done? It's still moving. Let me see how it goes. Okay. Does anybody have anyone here? Okay, nobody. Can you guys move closer? See, in tech, there's no big boy. I'm learning. There's money in tech. Oh. Better humble yourself and learn. Okay, it's up now. Thank you. Thank you so much. How are you doing too? Okay. I think it's not loading. Can you refresh the page? Refresh the page. Control R. You are done. Okay, it's asking for a question. Alright. Wait. Let's get everybody to that stage. Let me see. Are you using the internet here? Okay. I think it's kind of slow. Do you have like your personal? Alright. So just answer the questions. Answer the questions. If you have a name, maybe you have a name for the restaurant, you can add it up. You can put the name, you have a location for it. You can put it there. Let's do something. So what's up with yours? Okay. Yeah. Shopify. No, skip it. Skip it. Shopify is the e-commerce end. Okay. It's calling me. Shopify is the e-commerce end of it. We don't want it to be necessarily functional. I just want it to see how it works. If you want to open a restaurant, of course, you can proceed with it. You can open an online restaurant now. Yeah. Shopify. Go back. Cross it out. Yeah, it will normally direct you to Shopify because it wants you to set up your website with Shopify. If you set up your website with Shopify, you'll be able to add your payment details, add your cards, and all of that. So it will be fully functional. Skip. Just skip. Let's have an output. If it's like that for the next 5 to 10 seconds, you can refresh the page. So that, yeah. Sorry. How's it going for you? All right. So you can just answer the questions. I want to see how long it will take. Who is done? So the idea of tech is to solve problems. The reason why technology is in existence is to solve problems. So I want you to bear in mind every single day you engage with any tech product or any single day you think about tech, you lay your hands on any technical product. I want you to think of how to solve a problem because tech was built to solve problems. This laptop is in your hands to solve your problems. Before, we were all operating with big hunchback computers, but you could not carry that. I mean, if you are carrying an hunchback computer from your hostel outside every day, I'm sure you yourself will have hunchback after some weeks, right? So, but they made it slimmer. That's why they call it laptop. You can put it on your laps, even though putting it on your laps is not advisable because, of course, it's emitting UV rays and all of that. Radiations, a lot of radiations are coming off a fan placed in your laptop. So it's not right to put it on your laps directly. they should put something under it for your health, right? So, but it's more slimmer. So, tech is there to solve problems. That device on your hand is to solve problems. So, anytime you are with a technical product, it's thinking of solving a problem. How do I solve somebody's problem? Or how do I solve my problem with tech? If you are using a laptop for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and you have not thought of any problem to solve, you're wasting time. Because the reason why you paid for that laptop or your parents paid for it is because somebody fixed the problem and the person collected money in exchange for it. Look at the biggest tech company, Apple. Apple is worth trillions of dollars because they created MacBooks, right? So you should be thinking of solving problems. And if you tune your mind to it every single day, one day an idea will click. And when that idea clicks, and when you begin to work on the idea, trust me, there are a lot of accelerators that are there to fund tech ideas. Recently, I just rejected, okay, I'm not talk about that. So there are a lot of tech accelerators and tech programs that are there to fund tech ideas. So you should be thinking of ideas. I mean, I wish somebody told me this like 100 level, and I was already thinking of ideas since that time. And maybe by that time, I already came up with some ideas and all of that. I mean, I might have been in Silicon Valley by now. Right? Of course. Of course. Right? Recently, I mean, a company reached out to myself and my team, and they were like, okay, we saw your product, we like it, and all of that. Um, we are a venture capitalist. I don't know if you know about venture capitalism. They are just investors that invest into companies and they make more than they invest. Like they make up to like 20% sometimes, 30% and more. Right? It's different from the conventional investment, and they do it in years. They can invest $100 million into your company and look at getting 500 million. So when I saw $100 million, some people lifted up their heads. They, people are waking up, and they can get about 500, like times five of that. But some of them can go into like times 20 of that, times 50 of that. Right? So it's really risky every month. Spotify is making billions from Nigerians. You guys are paying 1.6 or 1,000 plus. Imagine collecting that money from 100 million people. Calculate it, do the maths every month. If you're collecting it for 1,000 people, self, that's a lot of money, right? So collecting it from 100 million people, Nigeria has over 200 million people. So if you can take just 10% of that, it should be good. So you should be thinking of solving problems. So I'm not teaching you this stuff just to have head knowledge and all of that. University, your lecturers can teach you stuff for you to understand the concept, but you are the one that's going to go the extra mile to apply it. If you don't apply it, you'll be stuck. You'll be stuck. You'll be regular. You'll be a regular person. And to break out of that regular cycle, you must be thinking of applications every single time. How do I apply what I'm learning? How do I solve problems? What's the next problem to solve? I can tell you there are people that are 25 years old in Silicon Valley now. They have startups that are worth $100 million and they are going fine. There are tons of them. There are some that are even 18, have startup $90 million. So, I mean, there's no age gap to it. There's no age restriction to it. Anybody can do it. No matter how young you are, if you are 15, if you are 16, you can do it. I think there's a guy from India that is 15 or 16, and his company is worth around $200 million. It's not like he made that money. He didn't make that money. Investors invested into the company because he was paying attention to problems. If you don't start paying attention to problems, you will not see them. A lot of problems that can change your life would be coming your way every single day. If you are just focused on how do I use this product, you're just focused on using tech products, using your laptop to do stuff, using your phones, using your laptops and all of that, just using tech, you would not see those problems. So let's proceed. Who has an output? Okay, thank you. Okay, this is nice. This is nice. It took 5 minutes, 20 seconds. Good, good. Yeah. How long did it take you? 9 minutes. Good. 8 minutes. Good. 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 Let me monitor your output. This is nice. Okay. Where's the guy that tried Lovable earlier? Lovable AI. Alright. Do you have yours there? Okay. Can you see Lovable is better now? Okay. Functionality. Okay, it brought out a good UI that time, but the functionality was a mess. I can say they are better now, although I've not tried it, but I know they would have iterated. They would have iterated over time. Yeah, this is good. Just imagine this website. You are getting a website in less than 10 minutes. That's so fast. That's showing you that technology is advancing. 5 years from now, you could not get this. Nobody would give you this in 5 minutes. You need to write HTML codes. I know nobody else was coding 5 years from now. I think I was not coding 5 years from now, but actually I was seeing people that were coding 5 years from now. And the only route to write code at that time would be to write HTML codes using tags. I guess you guys know those tags now. Yeah, so using those dummy tags, you'll be writing each line for each line. That was extremely slow. Extremely. Has anybody here tried it before? How long will it take you, realistically? How long would it take you to build a website like what you're saying now in HTML and CSS? 1 month. Aha. That's what we're talking about, right? So technology is advancing, technology is growing, and those that will be on the good side will be those that would work with the growth, the evolution, and will join with it. So this is a nice one. I mean, you guys are getting a website in less than 10 minutes, but no-code platforms, like I said, are still under development. They cannot build complex applications, especially for the back-end side of the applications. So you need to have at least an understanding of the back-end side. So right now, front-end developers, they are not really enjoying. They are not. Their pay is under attack, because I mean, why would I pay somebody 500,000 naira if I can get it in 10 minutes like this? Why should I pay you? You need to explain. Like this, there's something this you explain. So you need to do a lot of explanation, right? So you should look at I would speak a bit on joining the evolution. Joining the evolution. Please remind me, I might forget. I'll speak a bit on that if there's time. Yeah, so this is good. Let me check everybody's output. This is good. Is there one there? Hey, sorry. Let me check it out. Okay, this is good. Okay, those features that we mentioned, did it bring it out? Everything. So let's check it bit by bit. Let's check the authentication page. Let's see everybody's authentication page. The authentication page is, if you are there, just turn your laptop. Let me see. So I don't have to come. All right, that's good. I don't have to come to your seat. All right, good. So it produced similar stuffs. Let me see yours. Wow. Okay, they are similar. Okay, let me see yours. Okay, okay. Just go to the sign in and sign out page. Okay, good. All right. So where are your auth pages? Are you able to do it? You don't have access to internet. Okay. Are you able to do it? Okay, still loading. Where's the auth page? Okay. Let's check. Okay, there's no auth page here. Okay, was it your command? Was it your command? Let me check. Okay, it was not your command, that's why. So, but this is very good, right? This is good. This is good. This is good. So you can just add a WhatsApp link to it, and then you can send direct messages. So over there, do you have an output? Okay. All right, let's move forward. Let's go to more complex stuff. So that's a feel of no code platforms. You didn't write any line of code. So it's a feel of no code platforms. So we also have low code platforms. These are platforms that require some lines of code. Platforms like WordPress. Who has tried WordPress before? Tried it. All right. So WordPress requires some level of code. Let's move forward in the slide. Is WordPress requires some level of code. Next, 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 next. Let's stop here. WordPress requires some level of code. You can add some functionalities. You can add some PHP code. Has anybody seen when they write PHP codes in WordPress? Have you seen anybody writing PHP code? You have seen it before. Yeah. Right. So you can write PHP codes, PHP commands, backend commands. Let's say I have a website right now. I have a website and it's an e-commerce website. E-commerce website is a website where things are sold. You have cart sessions, checkout sessions, and payment gateway. You understand what that means? Payment gateways like Flutterwave, Paystack, Monify. I believe everybody knows what Paystack is. So you can just get to the website and you click pay. There's this small box I see where there are many payment options. You have details, any other stuff, right? So that's the payment gateway. I have the WordPress website. It's working. People are using it. But I want to add other features. Let's say, for instance, I want to create a coupon code and I want to give it to the user. Let's say it's a 30% coupon code, 40% coupon code. The website is already running. And the website does not understand that instruction until I give it that instruction. If the user that want the coupon code goes to the website will still charge the user the same amount. Please, I'm not keeping track of time. Is there a way to keep track of my time? So more. Okay. So let's say, for instance, I want to create that event for the user. I would go to the website, write my PHP code, and then I'll tell the website what to do. If a user with so email comes to the website, slash out 50% of the price, slash out 30% of the price, slash out 20. I would need to use a PHP code to do that on a low-code website or a no-code platform. So no-code platform requires some level of code. Low-code, that's low-code, LOW. No-code platform or zero-code platforms require no code at all. So you can either prompt it. A prompt is an example of what we did earlier. Or you can use drag and drop. Does anybody use Bubble here? Bubble.io. You use Bubble, right? So if you use Bubble.io, you can drag and drop. You can just drag, okay, I want a cat page. You drag it, drop it, and check it out later. You can also use Wix, WIX. Let me speak on blockchain. No code platform talking about the blockchain technology. So basically, blockchain was built out of the concept of trust. Say, for instance, every month, you and somebody else, you and a business partner, you guys are to donate $20,000 to an account for investment every single month. If you guys are doing it at will, there might be glitches. Let's say, for instance, you do your own transaction, and then the business partner does the transaction for the first month, second month, third month. Let's say for the fourth month, your business partner stops to do what he's supposed to do, stops doing that transaction painfully, and you are not aware, and you guys are supposed to be dropping that money. After, let's say 1 year, 2 years, you now get to know about it, that you have been the only one contributing your money, and your business has tanked because of that. So due to these glitches in trust, that's why people came up with something. What system can we come up with that will ensure that every party plays their part? Every party sticks to their end of the deal. And so they created blockchain. Blockchain technology just ensures that you create conditions. And when those conditions are created, the platform ensures that they are met. Conditions are met. So instead of you guys transferring the money from your account, it could be that every single month your account is being automatically debited. Every single month, an application debits your account $10,000, debits it. And for that reason, if there's no money in the account, if the guy decides to play fraud and there's no money in the account, the application can signal to everybody that there's no money in the account and the account should be what? Should be funded. So blockchain just ensures that you set up conditions and you stick to those conditions. Let's move forward. Next slide, please. Next. Let's go to blockchain technology. So if you check here through this place, you will see a bit more about the no-code framework, visual programming, drag and drop. If you use Wix, you see drag and drop interfaces where you just drag and drop contact page, drag and drop. We have workflow automation. Workflow automation just means identifying the engagement of an organization. Let's say, for instance, in an organization, every single morning they send messages to every user and every employee every single day. Instead of one person sending the message to every person, collecting the person number, sending the message, we can just create a system where we get everybody's number and we automate it. Once it's 8 a.m., the platform just automatically sends it to everybody. That's workflow automation. Let's ride on, please. Next slide. So there are many no-code platforms. Bubble, Webflow, you can check it out. Zapier, Flutterflow. Flutterflow is for mobile apps. I wanted to use it for my final year project, but it was too basic. I wanted something more complex, so I had to write the code myself. So Flutter Flow, Airtable, Make, Retool, you can check them out. Next slide. Yeah. So if you'd want to use no-code platforms, you want to build an application and you want to use a no-code platform, there are things that you have to vet, because different no-code platform has their strengths and their weaknesses. But the one we tried now, we use what? Is it prompt or drag and drop? Prompt. Right. So we prompted the system and the system responded with output. And you can prompt it again. If you don't like what you are seeing, you can prompt, you can tell it add light theme, dark theme. You can add other prompts. You can say, okay, take my image, put my image there. Right? So you can prompt it as many times as possible. There are also other systems that will require drag and drop functionalities, like WordPress, drag and drop functionalities, Bubble, drag and drop functionalities. So you need, before you get on any application, you might need to go through all the no-code platforms and see which one. Or you can just ask AI to do a scan through it and see which one will fit that application so that you can go with it. Like I also said, if you are building a mobile application is an application that you can run on your phone, either Android or iOS. If you are building a mobile application, you don't need to use lovable AI. You can use what? Anybody can use Flutter Flow. Who knows Flutter here? Or you've heard about Flutter? Yeah, so Flutter is a very interesting language. Right? You can just use Flutter Flow. Flutter Flow is a very simple stuff, drag and drop, and it also has prompting functionality. So you can use Flutter Flow and you can build an application. Next, let's go to the next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. All right. So there are many stages to um, being a master in no-code applications. I believe we've been able to run through this. If you build simple application, you can master the platform fundamentals, you can build simple applications, understand data flow, variables, basic condition logic. Data flow is just how data moves in the application. When the user comes on the application, the first thing that happens is that you get the email, you get the user details and all of that. And then automatically, what do you notice? Anytime you're in an application and you're about to use it, it asks for your information, right? Then when you go to profile, what do you see? You see your information. That same information, what happens to it? Why is it that, who can answer this question? Why is it that when you enter your name, let's say for Facebook, you're creating a Facebook account, enter your name, your address, and other informations. What happens? What makes it possible that when you enter the information shows on your profile? What makes that possible? How does that data flow work? Can anybody give an explanation to that, even in layman terms? Do you have any? Okay, you want to say something? All right. All right. All right. Any other? That's good. Clap for him. Clap for him. That's a good one. Any other contribution? Any other contribution to that? All right. Shoot. Okay, good. Clap for him. Clap for him. Anybody else? Anyone else? All right. Because of time, I'll just say, um, it already has a series of algorithms that it works. When I talk about algorithm, what does that mean? Any computer science student here? All right, shoot. Yeah. Okay. Okay, one side to it. Any other person? Okay, good. Okay, good. Any other contribution? All right, so yeah, you can shoot. Okay, all right. Any other contribution? Let's ride with that. So basically, algorithms only function in the presence of a solution. An algorithm cannot be used if you don't have an end. There should be a defined end, a defined problem, and a defined solution. This is the problem we are solving, and this is the solution that we expect. For instance, you're putting in your data. Facebook is thinking, how do we reflect that data when the user asks for it? There needs to be a system to store the data. There needs to be a system to ensure that the data is stored in a way that every value remains intact. Might not be able to talk about all of that right now, but I don't know if you've heard about CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and what? Availability. Good. Confidentiality, integrity, and availability. If you store your data on Facebook, the owner of um, another application should not be able to see that information. Confidentiality. Integrity, it should remain the way it is. It should remain in the same value as you put it. Availability, it should always be there when you need it. All right, so if you store your data, it's sent to a database. A database is just basically anything that stores data in layman word, any system that stores data. And then the application now calls from the database through the backend. So when we say backend, what we are saying is this: it's a form of logic. Backend is like a logic or a command or an instruction that controls the way applications behave. So when I'm talking about the backend of an application, what I'm saying is, what is the system that is responsible for all the behavior of the application? For applications that save people's user details, there has to be a backend that will control the way the details are saved, control the way the details are retrieved. So when you go to your profile, what happens is that in microseconds, the application retrieves the data from where? From where? Database. Simple. So that's the data flow. So let's move forward. Let's run through the slide. Let's run through it. Let's move to blockchain. I want to talk a bit about blockchain technology. That will be next. Yeah, more. Yeah, more. Yeah, it's okay. All right. So there are concepts in blockchain that you might need to know about. Distributed ledger. Distributed ledger. A ledger in blockchain is just a system, or you could say a component that stores all the transactions. Stores all the transactions within the blockchain. When we say transaction, we mean everything that happens. Transaction is not only in payment. If I say, what has been all your transactions today? Today, some people went to eat rice. Some people took their bath. Some people brushed. So all of those things are the transactions that happen within the blockchain. So there is a ledger that stores all of those things. In blockchain, the ledger is distributed. It means that everybody can what? Everybody can see it. That's how blockchain operates. So in blockchain, if we're managing an account, everybody can see everything happening in the account. That's why if I get your hash code for your account, I can see the amount of money in your wallet. I can see the amount of money in your wallet. I can see all your transactions. Whereas it's not my business. Somebody did a transaction for me. Though when I was just starting out in blockchain, I think I wrote code for somebody in 2024 or so, 2024. I think the guy was in France. And I think the guy was to pay me like $250 or so. And after paying me $250, I got his hash code. Okay. I got his hash code. and I went to TronScan. Who knows TronScan? So I just went there, I searched, I pasted it, and I saw we are arguing about that $50 million. I'll be $250. Sorry, $250. I don't know, $1 million they actually say my mouth. We used to have a lot of meetings. We used to talk $1 million too much. So we're arguing about $50. I was telling him I want $450. You're saying I'm doing only $50 now. So okay, fair enough. And he sent it at the end of the day. When I now checked his wallet, I was seeing $31 million. So you have $31 million, and you are dragging $50 with me. I wanted to DM the guy, but just say, let pass. So in blockchain, we can see everybody's account balance, we can see their transactions and all that. So that's basically the way it is. Everything is built in a way that trust can be managed, trust can be seen, trust can be managed. I don't need to trust you if I'm blockchain. I don't need to trust you. If you're a criminal, I'll see it. If you are faithful, I'll see it. So it's basically an idea of distributed ledger. So there's smart contracts. Smart contracts are a series of conditions basically that are self-executing in nature. Series of conditions that are self-executing in nature. So once few conditions are met, I'm trying to rush because of time. Once few conditions are met, definitely certain things are set to happen. But those are right solidity. I don't think anybody writes solidity here. But solidity, for instance, is a language that is built majorly to write smart contracts. If I'm in an organization, it can be stipulated that every 27th of every month, I'm supposed to pay some amount. If that deal, that arrangement is functioning on a smart contract, it will happen seamlessly, exactly every single month. A smart contract, we just give them a set of conditions and we say, if this is met, this must happen. That's just basically it. It's self-executing nature. Nobody needs to say, okay, I approve. Nobody needs to approve anything. Employees in the company needs to approve salary disbursement, right? But a smart contract, nobody needs to approve of anything. That's how blockchain works. Blockchain works based on smart contract. That's why trust basically has been fixed in blockchain. And so in blockchain, you can run with smart contracts. Now, when you distributed ledger, the idea of decentralization just speaks of components basically not operating from a central base. When we talk about centralization, what we mean is that there is an org controlling everything. There is an org giving commands. When we talk about decentralization, there's no medium control. Nobody controls it. For instance, all the money in your bank is controlled by TBN, right? TBN can shut down any bank. Shut down. And no matter how you know how to start them in social media, your money can be shut down for 21 days. And there's nothing to do about it. You just can't. You will not be able to access. Even if you're a millionaire, you can be broke the next 21 days if TBN decides to shut down your bank. If they can free, or your bank can freeze your account. I've seen millionaires begging for money before. Yes, you have 100 million and they freeze your account. You come to a schoolboy now, you don't have money, you're broke. So my 100K is a lot to you because you're broke. Right? So in the centralized system, nobody controls anything. Nobody controls anything. Just as few commands, and every single person wants to do commands. Nobody controls everything. That's what happens in blockchain. Nobody's controlling the money there. So nobody can come out and say, I want to shut down USDT. Any money blockchain is controlled by every party. Nobody controls it. Whereas the conventional banking system is controlled by the central bank or your bank. That's why I want this transition to blockchain now. And in a couple of years, I'm telling you what's going to be running on blockchain. Because nobody likes control. I'm not going to labor to make money and then somebody that wakes up on the wrong side of bed and just say want to be missing 30% tax or all this rubbish on the money. Right? So blockchain is really what powers what. And of course in countries like Dubai, they already use BTC to do transactions, USDT to do, have you seen? Yeah. USDT to do that. So yes, they use USDT, BTC, they use crypto coins already to do transactions. So blockchain is the future of the world. Can we proceed, please? So there's cryptographic hashing. Hashing is basically ensuring that you store stuff in forms that humans cannot read. For instance, your password. For instance, when you put your password in any application, it's usually stored in a way that developers cannot understand your password. Just imagine, for those that are using bank apps, if you are a bank, and then you see a millionaire has 100 million in their account, and then he opens the mobile bank application, and he enters his password, and you have access to the exact what. If you are not somebody that is, if you are not maybe a Christian or somebody with identity, you can just go to your own bank app and give the person details and pull the money and fight to book it. but passwords are hashed. So anytime anybody enters any password in application, it's usually hashed. A different form of hashing. That SHA 56, that 55, that many other types. It's usually hashed. So even if you're a developer, if you see it, it's being hashed. It's being hash codes. It's being hash codes. Hash codes are the combination of numeric, alphanumeric, and all of that. It's saying forward slash, backward slash. So you can't copy. And you see, sometimes it can be up to 32 words. So you can't easily just copy it to your eyes. Right? So, but I mean, if it's just a word, if you just put the name of his wife there and there, you can just easily put that one and go on. So definitely, cryptographic hashing is important. And that same concept is carried in blockchain. Everything is hashed. You can't access it like that. Right? So consensus mechanism basically is to validate every transaction. So there are different consensus mechanisms. There's proof of work, there's proof of stake. I don't know if you're familiar with it. Proof of work, the blockchain has to carry out some mathematical equations just to solve some problems to be able to validate the transaction. Proof of stake, several persons have to give some tokens and all of that. There's proof of stakes, and there are many others in the pipeline. Let's move on, please. Next slide. Right. Let me talk on the architecture. Let me just touch a bit on the settlement. And all of this ensures that every blockchain platform works. Next slide. Next slide. I'm already out of time. Next slide. So you can, of course, go through this. I'll talk on this back. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Right, so, of course, we are familiar with this, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Polygon, Cardano. So Bitcoin is the one everybody knows. There's Ethereum, there's Solana, and basically all of these guys have their utilities. Utilities means like use case. If I want to build a blockchain, I would build the blockchain based on an utility. What's the reason for building blockchain? Let me give something out. Yeah, yeah. Like what utility? What utility was blockchain built for? I don't think anybody gets it yet. That's advanced level stuff. How about Ethereum, Solana? Anybody? All right, thank you myself. Polygon. The answer is on chat. Yeah. So it's fast. Primary use case. Utility means use case. So for Bitcoin, it was built from the utility of digital currency. They want something digital. They wanted something digital. For Ethereum, it was built for smart contracts or DeFi ecosystem. For Solana, it was built to my God, it's fast, it's fast. Polygon. So Polygon was built for Ethereum scaling of Ethereum infrastructure. So basically, if you're building a blockchain, you have to build it off an utility for a reason. If not, nobody uses a blockchain. Has anybody built any blockchain? Right. All right. So let me just end with this, right? Aim not to be a local champion. Tell the person by your side, aim not to be a local champion. Yeah. Local champions are those ones that they are popular here, they are tech guys here. But they leave this ecosystem. They can't stand where tech guys are standing. They can't stand where the big guys or the big guys are speaking. And what separates you from the person by your side is what you know, what is in your head, and what you apply. Not your age, not your background, not the type of PC you are using, not how much is your account, not any of that. What separates you from the guy by your next side is what's inside your head and how much you are using it. Number three, or number two, what separates you from the guy by your side is what problem you are solving or what problem you intend to solve. Number three, what differentiates you from the person by your side is how desperate you are to solve people's problem. All of this is saying like a joke, but in the next 10 years, you understand what I'm talking about. If you have a problem you're solving now, you're desperate to find a problem that you can solve. Find a problem you can solve. Find a problem. Everybody can solve something. Nobody is that dumb. There are people that fail in school, but they went into comedy. They can make people laugh. They're solving a problem. So they're not failures after all. And some of the streamers today, we know them, right? Some of the guys that speak articulated English. They're millionaires and maybe billionaires, right? They're making a lot of money because they're solving a problem. So find a problem you can solve. Why is that? The jobs of nowadays are wonderful. Nobody's going to pay you $1 million. And of course, you want to be a billionaire, right? Oh, nobody's saying anything. All right. I'm thinking too far. I think you guys still want to be asking for 5K from your 5K from your parents. I need 5K. Anyway, so if you want to be among the top of the top, you want to stand out, you need to find a problem you can solve. If you cannot find a problem you can solve, find somebody that is solving a problem and join the person. Do you get that? Yes. Find a serious person solving a serious problem and then partner with the person. By all means, be around an innovation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think I learned this like late last year. And I mean, it was quite late, but I was able to scale up fast with it. So please find a problem you can solve. If you cannot solve any problem, if you agree that maybe you're not smart enough to solve a problem, look for somebody that's solving a problem. Somebody that is serious and work with the person to solve that problem. By all means, be around an innovation. Don't just be aloof. Don't just be using tech products. Don't just be there. By all means, solve a problem. And if you solve a problem, you'll be given the opportunity to be among top 1%. Don't just desire to learn tech skills without solving problems. Those dummy projects you are doing, they are good, but it should not end there. transition from just dummy projects, just projects you are building for your portfolio, transition to real life projects, projects you are building to solve problems for people. And it doesn't have to be complex. You can be here and own an online restaurant. Hope you are aware of that. Yes, you can have somebody cooking somewhere. One woman that she doesn't know anything about tech, and she has a successful restaurant there. You brand it, and you put the website, put everything online. You're running ads for the website, and then people are ordering from your app. They are ordering from, and your pay stack is there. As they are paying money, the money is going into your account, and then the food you just get like a delivery service, a dispatch delivery service. They go to a restaurant, they carry the food, they carry it to those people. You are here and you are making a lot of money. You're not doing anything, solving the problem. You're helping her reach larger audience. You are getting paid for her. Why? Because you know tech. So by all means, solve a problem. So I'll end with this. Also, before I end, I'll also say try and get around no tech platforms. Also try to upgrade your knowledge on blockchain technology. Take a course on it. Why am I talking about it? I'm speaking about it because the world is transitioning to the blockchain era. People are getting tired of trust issues. People are getting fed up. Banks are misbehaving. I mean, all of us love OP now. But what if OP decides to mess up? The day OP messes up, my God, it's going to be bloody, right? It's going to be really sorry. It's going to be really, really bloody. So there are trust issues that many persons are battling with, and blockchain is here to fix those issues. Please pay attention. Blockchain is here to fix those issues. So I would say upgrade your knowledge on blockchain, upgrade your knowledge on tech, and by all means solve the problem. Thank you guys for having me. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's clap our hands.
How are you doing again?
So quickly, in case you have any
Like
question,
this? Yeah.
if you have any question, does anybody have any question, any clarification, or you want to take right away? Quickly, questions. Yeah, that person. Yeah, that person.
Yeah.
Do not ask any question.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Another question. If you have a question, just like this. Thank you very much. So, you can ask a question. Everyone.
Right.
Everyone. So,
Okay, great.
from
I'm coming.
what's my brother has said,
Can you help me with some
the world is transitioning
pictures?
to blockchain, right?
Some
So
videos.
at the same time, the world is also transitioning towards artificial intelligence. The world now is moving to artificial intelligence as the world is also transitioning to blockchain.
Okay.
So if we say that we are to transition to blockchain, we should start learning blockchain, we also have to learn AI at the same time. And these are ChatGPT, Gemini, they are not actually like they're not really told or trained to give us deep dive information on technology, on this aspect of technology like blockchain. They are not really trained to. So, what artificial intelligence should we make use of in the sense that is related to this blockchain or technology? Because ChatGPT, they are just trained to answer users like friendly or casual tone or just like basic issue. They are not really trained for the inner deep dive of technology. So, how do we transition to AI? What are the AI tools? What are the AI aspects that we
Can
should
you
learn?
paraphrase? The question is really
So
long.
what AI tools should we use
Okay.
in the sense that we're developers,
All
not
right.
just user casual?
All right. That's a really simple question. Who knows the answer? Everybody should know the answer, right? Who knows cloud? Yeah. Cloud. No cloud code. All right. So if you're a developer, I would advise that you use cloud code because cloud is better for development. It's better for complex iterations. It's better for back end logic. So it's preferable to use cloud code. If you are a front end guy, you can use ChatGPT, you can use Gemini, you can also still use Claude. But if you are going deep into backend, I would advise that you use Claude because Claude is very sound for writing technical codes. Exactly. But do you have other concerns? That's all. So if you are going to blockchain or first also, you can still use Claude. Claude is for software stuff. It was built for developers. So it was built for complex engagements. So not for. I mean, I heard recently that girls used to ChatGPT. They used to gist with ChatGPT. Hi, I'm feeling down today. My God. Anyway, so you can of course gist with ChatGPT, but Claude was not built for all of that. Claude was built for developers, right? So Claude was built for developers. So if you're a developer, you want to build a website, you want to build a complex stuff, I'd advise you go to Cloud Code. It's spelled CLAUDE. So you can check it out and check Cloud out. And also, I would say that Cloud also is looking for ambassadors, right? And Cloud ambassadors, it's not like Cowrywise ambassador that needs to give anything. It needs to give Cowrywise ambassador. So Cloud, I think they pay them. I think they pay their ambassadors. And also they give a lot of perks. They give a lot of perks and all of that. So I would say you can check out Cloud, register for the ambassadorship program. If you're lucky to be the ambassador in Anchor University, they can, of course, bring a lot of perks your way. Any other question?
My question
I think I
is,
dropped a bottle water around here.
I once spoke to someone, then I think I was trying to go for data analysis.
Okay,
Then he told me that I should go into blockchain engineering.
okay,
I want to know, how does one start in blockchain engineering in Nigeria?
okay.
Because it's not a common skill in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So how does one start while in?
Right. So if I got a question where you said you were into data analysis, okay, and somebody told you to go into blockchain engineering. Okay. So did you specify a part in blockchain engineering? Because it's quite large.
Not necessarily.
Okay, just
He didn't specify at all.
okay. So I would say that before you go into any skill, you need to do a personality check, right? I'm personally working on I'm currently working on it though. I'm working on it with my team. We want to build a system that does personality check for students or for anybody. If you want to look down on a skill, you want to learn a skill, I don't know what skill to learn, what digital skill to learn. You need to have a clear idea of who you are first. Not everybody can learn everything. That's the truth. Not everybody can learn everything. If you are not a reader, I would not advise you to go into blockchain. If you don't like to read, you know that if you read 5 lines, you sleep. Your village people will call you. There's some people like that. I would not advise you to go into blockchain. You can do front end engineering. Front end is attractive. Everything you see is you get. So if you are not a reader, blockchain engineering would not be advisable for you. But I would say blockchain engineering is really solid. I started blockchain engineering 2022, and I started out with free resources online. I started out with this program. I can't remember. But I would say first, you need to first verify if you can beat the tide, if you are ready to read, because you're going to read a lot in blockchain. There are a lot of stuffs. There's Bitcoin white paper. I don't know if you have heard about it. You have to read all of that to understand what it means. Because when blockchain people are speaking, they speak with terms. So they don't speak like when Web3 people are speaking, they don't speak like normal Web2 people. They speak with terms, they speak with, and if you don't know the terminologies, you'll be out of it. So you need to read a lot if you're into Web3, you're into blockchain. So if you have verified that you can do that, I would say the first thing you need to do is to start with the very basic. You can take a YouTube course, Free Code Camp. Check out Free Code Camp. Yeah, Free Code Camp. So just get the shortest course. Free Code Camp would help you to have like the fundamental view of what blockchain technology feels like, to tell you how blockchain works, to teach you about consensus algorithm. You learn about um, hashes and all of that. You learn about proof of stake, proof of work, a whole lot of those things. So you need to have the theoretical knowledge first. Then next, I will need to ask you this question: are you into development? Do you code? Do you like coding? Okay. Okay, but when you were writing Python, did you like it? Do you like Python? Yeah. So if you like Python, I can say that you should go for Solidity. Solidity. So you can start writing smart contracts. Yes, so you can start writing smart contract on Solidity. So you can just check it out after you learn the basics in blockchain, because blockchain is really big. There is blockchain development. That's for those that build blockchains and for those that write code within blockchain. There's blockchain security. That's way more complex. But I need to get a lot of certifications. And that's going to cost a lot of money. But I would advise, since you like Python, I would advise that you go into smart contract development. That's what I do too. So you can just check out smart contract development, get a course that can teach you Solidity. And I would also advise that you try to learn many things. Just pick one thing. just pick one thing. If you are doing blockchain development, you have to do data analysis. You'd have to leave it, like stop doing it. That's my advice. You'd have to stop doing it. You can take projects that will give you money around it, but you'd have to stop learning it, like actively, and focus on building smart contracts, writing smart contracts. Yeah. And also I can recommend a course for you around that. So you just take a smart contract course, do some projects, because there are few smart contract developers. They actually few because it's really difficult. So after your program, after your smart contract program, I would recommend you to Crypto Zombie. You can check it out. Crypto Zombie. It's like a platform where you take quizzes and all of that. And if you can finish Crypto Zombie, you start getting gigs. And they pay in USD too. So it's really fun. It's technically draining, but they pay well. Smart contracts. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks
Say
for
that
our
question.
hands together. So please, in case of other questions, you can just link it with him personally, or you
Yeah.
can just chat him up on LinkedIn at Oluwatobiloba Akinyosoye.
Crypto Zombie. Is it Crypto Zombie? Yeah. Yeah. All right. So is that all? Any other questions? Yeah. Shoot. Let's make it quick.
Are there any local platforms for building of blockchain? Yeah, how to do this?
Okay. For building of blockchains, there basically because for blockchains to work, are you talking about blockchain applications or blockchain? Blockchain applications. Okay. So for building of blockchain applications, um, for a blockchain application to work, you need three layers. You need the front end, you need the blockchain ecosystem, which is a smart contract. Then you need the back end. So those three components. So you can, for the front end, you can use any of these no-code platforms. You can use Lovable AI. You can use any no-code platform that matches your taste. For the smart contract part, you would have to get a smart contracts developer. Yeah, that's what I told him to learn. Yeah, so smart contract, you have to get a smart contract developer that can write the code for you. And then you need a backend side. So you also need a backend developer. So there is no platform, there's no zero code platform that can do all of that for you. But you can get the front end part from a no code platform. Then the other you have to write it yourself. Yeah, I just want to write it. Any other question?
Yes. Oh, now come to us. Hey, please, you cannot take questions again. I think
So
it's
later.
Clap
Later.
your hands together. So, in case you are interested in learning how to do front end, back end,
It's fine.
like that, check LearnTechNow. Check LearnTechNow. Check LearnTechNow. Your power
You code too.
right?
You code.
So if you want to get maybe different answer of LearnTechNow, so you can just check it out. Just start out help or what field, things like that, and it goes along. Thank you very much.
So, I would like to express my sincere gratitude on behalf of
Thanks so much.
Mustafa and the entire team in University. First, I'd like to thank our guest, Mr. Oluwatobiloba Akinyosoye. Thank you so much for taking your time today because we appreciate your experience, we appreciate your insight. I'm sure it's been valuable to us. Thank you so much for being here with us. Then also, thank you so much for showing up. We really appreciate your on up. Thank you so much. Faculty of Science. Please, you guys know it. Please, a round of applause. So, if you have any questions concerning the courses, we have any questions. Then we also taking a picture outside. Just give us like 2 to 3 minutes because we're going to send it to the team. We have to know how to do it. Thank you so much for being here.